The first thing is to lift out the heating register. We can see in this case that we've got a flap in the bottom, and we've also got substantial holes in the top to the floor, so we'll be sealing these at the end. The first thing to do is to clean. Now the foil board is going to go around here, so that's where we need to clean. Just make sure that you do a good job of this, because the cleaner it is, the better the sealant is going to stick to the surface. There we go, that's enough. So the next part is to put the anti-rodent barrier at the bottom. So before I do this, I'm just going to close that flap. And here it is, and we're just going to push it in nice and tight into the bottom there. Okay, so if any rodent comes up against that, they're not going to like it. They don't like the long fibres in their claws, and they'll go and do something else somewhere else. The next part is to put in the foil board. So to do this, push it in one side and squeeze in the other side. Just squeeze it in, take your time, and push it down a little bit at a time, and we can just drop that back in. So the next part is to make sure that we seal all the way around, just to make sure that it's airtight and it's not going to be able to move. To do that, we're going to use the Ultra Clear. First we have to take off the end of the tube. We're going to put the nozzle on there. We do have to make a slightly larger opening in the nozzle, like that, and then we need to put it in the corking gun. So what we're going to do is we're going to cork all the way around the edge of the foil board. Okay, if you want to clean up, you can clean up. It doesn't really matter much. We can clean that up a little bit. And so the last part is to actually put in the register. We're going to close the flaps and pop that back in. But before we do, we're actually going to cork around the top here so that we make sure that, that there's no air coming in around there as well. So again, we can use the Ultra Clear, it's quite good. So it's a big gap there, so we need to push in quite a lot. We can pull that back a little bit. Again, we can just clean up a little bit. You can do this just with a wet cloth. There we go. And so now we've got the louvers shut, and we can just drop that back in. Job done.